this guy as well. The feds are also going to take a bite out of this guy. Oh, God. A man is accused of driving around the entertainment district in Columbia, South Carolina, pretending or at least wanting to give the impression that he is a rideshare driver. A woman who had called for a rideshare gets into his car. He locks her in the car and stabs her over 100 times. And that trial is just getting underway. We know this because of the opening statements that were made by the prosecutor.
Awful.
All right, Jen, let's get a news update, and then when we come back, the population of LA County increased by at least one yesterday, at least by one very notable person. It's KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Senior U.S. officials say Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman will go to China this weekend for a visit that comes during tensions between Washington and Beijing. The richest man in the world says he can't wait to fly more people to space. Jeff Bezos says his company Blue Origin has already sold almost $100 million worth of tickets for future flights. And wildfires raging in the West are now creating hazy skies as far away as New York. We'll take a look at your drive with EKFI in the Sky and the 101 next.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Save up to $1,000 on select Sleep Number 360 Smart Beds and adjustable bases, plus special financing, only for a limited time. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Staples Connect has amazing prices for everything on your back-to-school list. Right now, 8 packs of Pep Rally No. 2 pencils, Staples pencil cap erasers, and Staples comp books are just 50 cents each. Offer ends 9/18/21. Pencils available in-store only. Offers may vary online. Staples.
SoCal weather from KFI, mostly sunny with highs from the low 70s at the beaches to the low 100s inland. This report is brought to you by your Staples stores. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. We're watching the 101 again.
You betcha. A little good news, too, if you were listening, perhaps leaving Thousand Oaks, Calabasas into the San Fernando Valley. Quite a car blaze. It's just lost to the fire here. But the location was eastbound 101, a little bit before DeSoto around Tampa. Now, the car fire is out. We had most of the freeway shut down. Now, as I speak to you, it is only the right lane that is blocked. All the left lanes are open. And the backup is starting to go away a little bit. But if you're coming down the hill there, coming through Valley Circle, it's still going to get slow a little bit before Topanga Canyon. So your choice. Ventura Boulevard was good, but now with most of the freeway open, you might as well stay there. After that, it'll be pretty good by morning drive standards over to the 405. No problems there. Headed to LAX, there's an issue we're going to check out for you. Westbound 105 around Long Beach Boulevard. Popular spot for problems, that's for sure. Carpool lane was blocked a little while ago. In Orange County, another update here. The only slowing that we're going to warn you about, really, is South 5 coming through the crush around the 550, 722, all that, down through about Maine. But after that, a pretty good drive down to the merge with the 405 and the Ultra Y. Injured in an accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Barr, KFI in the Sky.
This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Save on summer burger night at Whole Foods Market. Get animal welfare certified 90% lean ground beef for $5.49 a pound through July 27th. Plus an extra 10% off for Prime members while supplies last. Learn more on the Whole Foods Market app.
Should kids and teens get the COVID-19 vaccine?
Is it safe for my daughter?
Have they been thoroughly tested?
Will my grandson be okay if he gets vaccinated? He's still developing.
The short answer to all these questions? Yes. The COVID-19 vaccine is proven to be safe and effective for ages 12 and up. Add a COVID-19 vaccine to your child's back-to-school checklist. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find a walk-in option or make an appointment. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Looking to sell your valuable coins, high-end jewelry, collectibles, or fine art? Dave has a word of caution.
Don't be fooled by the famous TV pawnbrokers. They don't pay anything.
Why listen to Dave?
I'm a coin dealer in San Diego.
Oh, so where does Dave go?
Tangible Investment. I drive 130 miles round trip to Tangible. Yeah, I go see Phil. I do it twice a week.
That's a lot of miles, and for good reason.
Coins, jewelry, diamonds, art, watches. Anything I've ever sold them, they pay me top dollar. They're super knowledgeable. I've been dealing with Tangible 20 years. Phil is a genius.
There's an easy way to prove Dave right.
Get 2 or 3 other bids and then go to Tangible. They definitely pay you the most.
Tangible Investments owner Sil DeGenova has become America's top dealer in coins, precious metals, jewelry, and fine art. And Sil guarantees you'll get more. Take Dave's advice.
If you want to go where the dealers go to Tangible.
Call now for a no-obligation free professional appraisal. 800-711-2800. 800-711-2800. 800-711-2800.
You've got summer plans, and Toyota's got the perfect vehicle to take you there. Head over to Toyota's We Make It Easy sales event to find great deals on some of our best-selling models, like the bold Camry, the versatile RAV4, and the rugged Tacoma. There's no better car, truck, or SUV to pack and haul all your gear to your favorite destination. New vehicles are arriving daily with more on the way. So see your Toyota dealer today or visit buyatoyota.com for all available offers.
Hi, I'm the guy that usually tells you about the great deals Toyota's got on their new cars. But today I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm letting you know that due to unprecedented demand, your Toyota dealer actually wants to buy your used car, truck, or SUV. Any make, any model, whether you buy a new Toyota or not. That's a lot less hassle than trying to sell it yourself. So turn your used car into cash at your Toyota dealer. We make it easy. Toyota. Let's go places.
Summer is here, and as I give you these temperatures of, it's going to be 90, 100 degrees today, I know you're thinking, I better put some more bottled water in the fridge. Bad thought, bad. Instead of using those plastic bottles, how about just filling up your favorite glass with filtered water from any tap in your house? That's what you could do if you had a LifeSource whole house water system. Then you'd know you had every faucet flowing with clean, delicious water, and you get to be lazy. No maintenance, no filters to replace, no tanks to exchange. They install it, you get to forget about it. And LifeSource is going to reduce the odor and taste of chlorine without using salt or chemicals. And hey, you're going to be bathing in filtered water, which means your hair and your skin are going to thank you as well. So have LifeSource create a customized water solution for your home. They come direct from the factory that serves Southern California for over 37 years. And everything is made in the USA, and you get installation and support for the lifetime of your system. And if you're looking for a great new career opportunity, LifeSource is looking for you. So call LifeSource today for full service and full confidence in your water. Call them at 1-800-334-5009. That's 1-800-334-5009. Or just visit lifesourcewater.com. LifeSource Water. Taste and feel the difference.
Neil Saavedra here. About 3 years ago, my wife and I called American Vision Windows. They installed gorgeous French doors for us, changed the flow of our home, added architectural appeal. The next project they're doing, our kitchen windows. We can't wait. Their work is meticulous. It's outstanding. I recommended them to my brother, Craig, and now he and his family have a lovely window-encased patio, added 150 sunny square feet to their home. We all know Bill and Kathleen's story. They had a horrible experience replacing their own windows. They started their own company. Fast forward 20 years later, they continue to beautify homes like mine with personal care, complete professionalism, and attention. CSLB number 778326. Give you and your home the gift of light, warmth, and beauty. Trust the window company my family trusts. American Vision Windows. You'll see the difference. Call American Vision Windows today for that free estimate, 888-226-9908. That's 888-226-9908. Or for specials, visit AmericanVisionWindows.com.
The president of the city council will take over as acting mayor upon Garcetti's departure.
At the moment, that's Nuri Martinez.
Who cares? Is she going to clean up the homeless or not? Is she going to clean up the garbage or not? Instead of all that, who's going to fill the power vacuum left by the mayor's departure?
Oh, John and Ken.
Right. It's just going to make you vomit.
Weekdays at 2 on KFI.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio apps. Good morning. It's the Bill Handel Show. Pretty good chance Bill will be back tomorrow. It's not a binding promise, though, but he's way better And he will be back very soon. If it's not tomorrow. It won't be much longer after that. Let's finish up Handle on the News with Jennifer Jones-Lee. You want to say something, Jen? It looks like you want to say something.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
okay.
no. I'm just ready to do this. You mentioned earlier before the break that L.A. had another person in it. One more person added to our population.
Yeah, we have a new resident. We have a new resident in L.A. County.
His name? Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, that guy. He is wanted, or he is here to face more rape charges in L.A. He's already been convicted of rape and assault charges. And now he is back here in L.A. Remember, we reported that he'd been fighting extradition from New York on medical grounds, citing diabetes and cardiac issues, back and eyesight problems. And apparently the court said, I don't care. You're going to L.A. to face your charges. So, potentially, Harvey Weinstein could be in court today.
Uh-huh. We don't have an exact date.
No,
sure.
But I have multiple reports that have said Harvey Weinstein could be in court today.
Well, also in court today, Michael Avenatti, who is here to face charges of basically ripping off clients. And guess who his lawyer is?
Let's see. Does it, or his initials MA?
Yeah. Michael Avenatti's lawyer is Michael Avenatti. He got permission from the judge to represent himself. He had a really, really great defense attorney, a guy named H. Dean Stewart. And then he said, I'll do it myself. Now, Dean is Stewart. I'm sorry, I know him, son.
Okay.
He is still, he's there as advisory counsel. So he still, Avenatti still gets to benefit.
Like co-counsel, kind of thing.
It's advisory. It's technically a little different, but yeah. And just the fact that Avenatti wants to represent himself tells you everything you need to know about that guy. And remember his big, tearful, oh, I realized what a jerk I was in the Nike when he was sentenced for extorting Nike. Oh, and I'm a shit. Nah, no, he's still a jerkus malerkus.
And knowing that when you represent yourself and it hits the media, that you just made your trial an even bigger circus once again.
Yep.
Come on now. All right, there's another aide of former President Trump facing criminal charges. His name's Thomas Barack. He was arrested here in California yesterday for acting as an agent of a foreign government. The Justice Department has a 7-count indictment against him where he's accused of illegally lobbying on behalf of the United Arab Emirates during and after the 2016 election.
He had access to Trump.
Yep.
And so this is not about Trump. Other than, Trump was the president. He had access, so he decided to parlay that into a nice gig, acting on behalf of a foreign government to say, hey, maybe, because one thing had to do with, there was going to be some event, a summit, and they were going to have it in Qatar.
Yeah.
And he went and said, maybe don't have it there because, the Emirates are in a dispute with Qatar and they have them on a blockade. So don't have it there. And he tried to make that happen. You can't do that. There's no evidence that anybody in the Trump administration did anything for him.
Oh, no.
Only evidence that
he
tried. That he tried.
Right. But I just meant he was linked to the Trump administration. And
yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the only reason he would even be in a position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's sort of like you can't try to peddle influence if you don't have a connection.
True.
Because how do you get in the door to talk to anybody? Oh, the state of California has had to hire special counsel to get to the bottom of all the unemployment fraud. And we all know when they rolled out the enhanced unemployment benefits, man, it was fraud city. You had prisoners applying for it and getting it. You had people using the identities of prisoners and applying for it and getting it. You had people applying under 50, 60 different fake identities and getting those cards. And in the Eastern District of California, the U.S. attorney there was instrumental in kind of first identifying that this was going on and that it was going on a large scale. So that guy is now appointed as California's special counsel for unemployment fraud.
So our inability to identify that $11 billion of the $158 billion that was paid out in these EDD benefits, the state's inability to identify that that money was fraudulent, being fraudulently collected, now we've had to pay more money to have a special counsel come in.
You got to bring in somebody who knows. You have to bring in somebody who knows what they're doing.
So we just add to this tally. That's great.
Yeah, because we apparently didn't have anybody
That's great.
experienced enough or capable enough to deal with it. So, you know, we had to do outside hire. Oh, let's finish with this. Some congratulations are definitely in order. Isn't that you?
Oh, sorry. Yes. I was so caught up in
I don't want to steal your. I was going to say I don't want to steal your thunder on this, but the thunder was not involved.
Oh no! How about the Bucks? So we will Buck weighing system with the Milwaukee Bucks. They're now the new NBA champs. They beat the Suns 105-98 last night. It was Game 6 of the finals.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, 50 points.
Yeah, 50 points.
Yeah, and. You know, whatever, man. Excellent comeback, excellent effort. Now, I want you to pass this along to Chris Little, please.
Okay.
That when this is reported in the newscasts,
yes,
the tagline, what do you call the thing you say first, like the little catchy sentence?
Oh, the
You might go like, one guy got more than he bargained for when he went into the Walmart. And then you tell, and then you get the hook. So the hook should be, the Bucks stop here. And here is the NBA champ. All right? I gift that to the KFI News Department free of charge. No attribution even required.
Wow.
So congratulations to the Bucks beating the Phoenix Suns 105-98. Wow. So Giannis Antetokounmpo almost fully half the points that Milwaukee put up. Oh, that's nice. He's a nice person. Let's get a news update from Jennifer Jones-Lee, and then when we come back, the Olympics are supposed to start in a couple of days, and it's looking more and more and more like it's going to be a massive, multi-billion dollar failure. It's KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You can listen to KFI everywhere, like you haven't noticed.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
They've been indicted. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. A grand jury in San Bernardino County has indicted a couple with a charge of involuntary manslaughter for the death of a firefighter who died in the line of duty. County DA Jason Anderson says in September of last year, the couple ignited a smoke bomb at El Dorado Park in Yucaipa as part of a gender reveal party. That smoke bomb started a wildfire that burned 22,680 acres. Anderson says the couple is pleaded not guilty.
Although the district attorney's office requested that bail be set in the amount of $50,000 for each defendant, the court released them on their own recognizance.
The couple was also indicted on charges of 3 felony counts of recklessly causing a fire with great bodily injury, 4 felony counts of recklessly causing a fire to inhabited structures, and 22 misdemeanor counts of recklessly causing a fire. News is brought to you by the Cunning Dental Group. Some residents in South LA have filed for reimbursement following a massive explosion that damaged 22 homes, 13 businesses, and 37 vehicles.
City Attorney Mike Fewer says at least 56 claims have been filed to help with things like repairs, housing, and medical bills. Fewer said his office is trying to settle the claims within 24 hours of filing because those affected by the incident deserve it. LAPD Chief Moore says a likely cause of the explosion June 30th was a miscalculation of explosives placed into a special device meant to detonate and destroy illegal fireworks. Councilman Curran Price, who represents the area, says it's one of the largest blunders in recent LAPD history. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
The Orange County Sheriff's Department says people should expect to hear some explosions in Irvine this morning. The department says the bomb squad will be detonating 20 pounds of fireworks that collected around the 4th of July. The detonation will start at 10 a.m. LA may have some money on the way as part of a tentative national settlement over opioids.
City Attorney Mike Fiore says LA wasn't the center of the opioid crisis, but the fingerprints are very present.
4.6 million prescriptions in a county of only 10 million people altogether.
Fiore says California will likely get about $2.2 billion as part of the national $26 billion settlement with 4 pharmaceutical companies.
And the city of Los Angeles is likely slated to receive tens of millions of dollars.
Fiore says he wants the money to be used to target what he calls the intersection of substance abuse disorder and homelessness.
If you get an amount of money to be allocated toward grappling with that, do it.
At City Hall, Chris Ancarlo, KFI News.
Well, 2 members of Congress have proposed a bill connected to Britney Spears' conservatorship. The House lawmakers say the FREE Act would protect people under legal conservatorships from abuse and exploitation. The legislation would give the people under a conservatorship the right to petition to replace their court-appointed guardian. It would also require guardians to disclose their finances to make sure there isn't a conflict of interest. Huntington Beach could soon face $1 million special election if the city council can't agree on a new council member. This woman says a conservative should replace the former UFC fighter who quit the council with more than 3 years left on his term.
It's only fair that the next person who got the most votes, in this case it would be Gracie, be seated to replace Tito Ortiz, or at least hold a special election where the people have the voice.
The council had more than 100 applicants to choose from this week, but deadlocked on a nomination. Federal health officials say breakthrough COVID-19 cases shouldn't make people hesitant to get vaccinated. Dr. Anthony Fauci says infections among vaccinated people aren't proof the vaccines don't work.
The original data from the clinical trial, the efficacy data, was based on preventing clinically apparent disease, not preventing infection such as asymptomatic infection.
Fauci says the Delta variant now makes up 80% of new COVID cases in the U.S. And Netflix says its current subscriber growth is the lowest it's been in 8 years. The company says it added 1.5 million new subscribers between April and June in comparison to around 10 million during the same time frame last year. We're watching your drive on the 57.
You betcha. A little heads up for you if you're going through that merge of the South 57 and West 60, all that stuff. There was a problem south of all that around Brea Canyon, but over to the shoulder, I think. So just a little slow going through. Now, the one we're over right now is this 105 going into LAX. Boy, I hope we have some extra time here. Problem Long Beach Boulevard on the on-ramp, actually. And then a problem west of the 110 at Vermont. That has cleared, so boy, it's just slow all the way across. Pretty much from the 710. The carpool lane's looking good. And again, we flew over the 4-level earlier, but everything going through the 4-level is just plain busy. But I think if you're on schedule, you'll stay that way. And going through the San Gabriel Valley, not too bad. The West 60, believe it or not. 605, 710 is looking pretty good. The 10 to 210, they're a little slow going through. We're headed for some problems reported in the South Bay curve around the 405 in between the 110 and LAX. More coming up. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff, KFI in the sky.
Shall I compare me to a summer's day? Well, I am hot. I've got a sunny disposition and this Speedo. Oh, shoot. Is this on? And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
Meal deals at Mosen. Get Bessie Firecracker Chicken, lemongrass beef, or Taiwanese popcorn calamari. Each for less than $20.
Number 4.
You can get a rolling duffel and cosmetic bag when you earn 500 points on your reward card. The 26th or 27th.
3.
Mark, Don, and Paul are calling you. The coolest brothers bring you the best burgers and fries slathered in wall sauce. Wahlburgers opening this Friday.
Number 2.
You can win up to $100 in free slot play or cash when you earn 500 points on your rewards card. 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Wednesdays and Thursdays.
And the number 1 reason.
Play 7-card studs, Omaha, and Texas Hold'em in comfort and style in our poker room.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Your historic low rates may be a great reason to refinance, but when matched with an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot, you could be saving money and paying more towards the bottom line. Call a Loan Depot loan officer and ask about our 27-year Smart Term loan or our 10-year ARM loan. Get a great rate matched with a great loan by calling 866-888-LOAN or visit LoanDepot.com. At Loan Depot, home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
Your KFI Financial Report is brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow is up 263, S&P up 25, NASDAQ up 63. Gold is $18.05 an ounce, and oil is $69.24 a barrel.
The KFI Money Report is brought to you by Bay Alarm, now offering virtual security consultations using your mobile phone. Visit bayalarm.com to get protected today.
Sunny today with highs 70s at the beaches, 80s for Metro LA and OC, 90 to the low 100s for the valleys in the IE. 60 now right now in Brea, 66 in Lake Forest, 68 in Echo Park, 65 in Malibu. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Good morning. It's a Bill Handel show, and he might be back tomorrow. I'm not making a promise. I can't make a promise, but it's not like there's a slim chance he will be back tomorrow. There's a really good chance that he'll be back tomorrow, and if he isn't back tomorrow, he'll be back very soon thereafter. He's doing much, much better. Okay, we got a new crime wave here in California, and it's a wet one. It's water theft. Water theft is on the rise in a big way. If you want a specific example that demonstrates the broader problem, we can look to something that happened last spring in the Antelope Valley, where all of a sudden, the water pressure in a bunch of pipelines just crashed. The demand went through the roof in an instant. 3.5 times. Imagine going from there's a normal demand on the system, and like that, the demand is 3.5 times as much. So, water mains broke. Isn't that interesting that a pipe can break? You would think, well, if the pressure gets too high in the pipe, it can break, right? But also they can break, I guess, if the pressure suddenly drops too much. So water mains broke. The storage tanks that were in use were just sucked almost completely dry. They were thinking, at the county health department, they were thinking of ordering people to boil their tap water before drinking it because of what was happening. And I love this quote. A public works deputy for LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger, his name is Anish Saraya, he said, this happened and we said, holy cow, what's happening? And it took them a while to figure out what was happening. And then they figured it out. What's happening is people stealing water hand over fist. We are in a drought, that is for sure. So it's not surprising that as a valuable resource becomes more scarce, more people are going to steal that resource. And that's what's happening. And man, they're doing it in all kinds of ways. There's so many ways to steal water. This is not meant to be a tutorial. You get a water truck, and you just pull it up to a river or a lake, and you just start pumping the free water out of there. And then you go sell it on the black market. You can go to a hydrant, and you can plug right into that hydrant. Take some water out of there. Thieves will come to your house. If they think that's an attractive possibility, they'll come right to your house and steal water from your water meter. Farms. Maybe you have a property and you have a private water well on it. They'll come in there and take that water. And just as in the drug trade, sometimes you'll read about they discovered an intricate series of tunnels under the border that somebody had built with ventilation and everything to make it easier, or I guess to allow them to bring drugs in without being detected. Well, they have found similar systems of makeshift dams and homemade reservoirs and jury-rigged pipelines that water thieves are putting together. It's not just a guy coming up to a lake and grabbing some water and running away. I mean, this is becoming big business. There's a secondary big business here with the water theft, and that are people selling the tools. The tools is the wrong word, but the things that you might need to help you steal water. Because, you know, for example, let's say if it's illegal to grow marijuana, but it's not illegal to buy an LED lighting system. Well, it's illegal to steal water, but it's not illegal to buy a 55-gallon water jug. So there are people now who aren't stealing water, but they're selling water jugs and similar items. There's something called a water cube that's bigger, and it has, I guess it has a steel cage around it. I guess if you really need a lot of water in one container. And they'll set up in a pickup truck somewhere, and they'll just sell these empty containers, and we know who's buying them. It's like if I'm set up with my pickup truck and I'm selling glass pipes, and it's like, hey, I don't know what people are doing with the, you know, people are smoking crack and meth in these pipes, and I say, I don't know that. Maybe they're smoking tobacco in these pipes, right? Not my problem. So all of that is going on, and the biggest problem is there's really no deterrence. The punishments are not that big, and most of the people who steal water never get punished anyway. And one of the specific wrinkles there, as we have lowered the criminal liability for possessing and growing marijuana, then when you have a case where you think somebody's stealing water for their marijuana grow, and the reason I'm focusing on marijuana grows is because that is the primary destination for this stolen water right now. It's harder to get a search warrant because the crime that you're bringing to the attention of a judge is not as serious anymore. And that's what law enforcement officials are saying. It's actually harder to get a search warrant now than it would have been 5 years ago. So I don't know what the next big step is unless we're going to massively ramp up personnel to police it and to enforce it and ramp up the penalties, which has been done. In Australia, they had a massive problem with water theft. They couldn't get their arms around it, and then they just said, we're just going to have to throw a ton of resources at it. And they did, and now water theft is pretty rare. Because now the thinking down there is, I will almost certainly be caught, and when I'm almost certainly caught, I will be punished severely, and people stop stealing water. That's what we would have to do here. Let's get a news update from Jennifer Jones-Lee, and then let's talk about these Olympics and how it's probably going to be a $20 billion mistake. This is KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And it'll be your chance to win $1,000.
A bipartisan bill to fix U.S. infrastructure could come to a vote today in the U.S. Senate. Bipartisan talks are still underway, but no actual bill has been put forward. The governor of Maryland says his state is still waiting to be reimbursed for sending National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. after the riot at the Capitol. And John Kerry's calling on the world governments to speed up efforts to address climate change. The U.S. Special Presidential Envoy for Climate gave a speech in London yesterday and said leaders had failed to respond adequately to global warming for over 3 decades. We'll take a look at your drive with the KFI in the Sky in the 405 next.
Hi, it's Dr. Wendy Welsh. You probably heard the term quarantine 15, but the actual average American gained 29 pounds. If your weight got out of control, it's time to call West Medical and experience the Da Vinci X. This ultra minimally invasive robotic surgical system gives hyper precision to weight loss surgery and a faster recovery, and it's covered by most PPO insurance. Set up a free same-day phone consult today. Call 1-800-WEST-MED or visit westmedical.com.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
The results will vary depending on procedure selected and adherence to program.
This week at Grocery Outlet, stop by for refreshing Health Aid Kombucha Growlers. 64-ounce assorted varieties are just $5.99, a savings of up to 62% versus traditional grocery stores.
SoCal weather from KFI, mostly sunny with highs low 70s at the beaches to the low 100s inland. This report is brought to you by Grocery Outlet. Let's follow your drive on the 405.
Yeah, just say the word 405 and the traffic is sort of strike fear on most drivers, but not to worry now. A little slowing, I'm going to warn you about it. It's the drive from Long Beach up to LAX, northbound 405. Now, there was a problem at Hawthorne. Unfortunately, that's what caused all this slowing. The good news, all lanes are open now, but it is going to be slow before, well, from the 710 up to the 110, it's good, but then right around Maine, which is almost the 110 there, it's going to be real slow going up to LAX. I think once you get close to El Segundo, things will finally improve. The other big route going into the airport, the westbound 105, got off to a horrible start. Problems at Long Beach Boulevard. What else is new? Then another problem